The Forge was a disappointment. Hey people, when I was shopping today, I heard this crazy old guy talk about some secret treasure located inside of a local mine. He said that whoever finds this treasure will have their lives changed forever. In a good way, hopefully. According to that old kid at the grocery store, you have to complete 4 trials before you can find a treasure, for security purposes. He also said that Australia doesn't exist and that frog people ruled a planet. I don't know what that means, but they may be hints to these trials. Oh shoot! Here's one of the trials right now! Let's see here. If the treasure you want to claim, you must play this Roblox game. Play the Roblox game Forge. Nothing good rhymes with Forge. Oh, come on! For the uneducated. The Forge was created on November 25th, 2025 by Fire Attack. In this game, you are put on a mysterious island, and your objective is to, well, forge. Specifically, forge some ores to make armor and weapons. To do this fabled forging, you have to go deep into various caves in the game and break rocks with a pickaxe to get ores like diamonds, emeralds, and faces. Each ore has a different rarity and chance of getting them, so some ores are more rare than others. You can use these ores by either selling them for money or forging them together to make different types of armor and weapons. You use these weapons to fight the enemies inside these mines, which want to stop you from breaking the ever so iconic rocks. You can upgrade these items using essence, which you can get from destroying the pesky enemies. You can also put runes on the items, which can give them special powers. And if these items you forged or thrown to block hand things are useless, you can always sell them for some money, which you can use to buy pickaxes to help you mine faster and unlock bigger rocks to mine. You can also spend your hard-earned coins on potions, which can help do things like boost your strength and luck, which you're going to need a fair bit of in this game if you want to play it for some odd reason. So go out there and mine rocks, forge equipment, and make lots of money doing it. Or don't. This game is not good. And before we continue, if you like my funny videos, please subscribe to help me out. And also press the hype button, which has a big number that goes up when you press it. Well, I've been in these mines for a while now, and I can't find a second trial, and I think my lungs are starting to collapse. But most importantly, I'm bored! There's nothing cool to look at here besides some shiny rocks and the color gray. There's not even any plugs in here, so I can't even play Angry Birds without my phone immediately dying. Well, at least this place isn't as boring as the Forge. Sure, the Forge doesn't hurt my lungs as much, but it also doesn't have this can of mustard I found down here. Just look at it. It's real neat. The Forge gets boring quick. Even with all the random stuff added to this game to make it look more complicated than it is, all you do in this game is mine, forge, and repeat until you have enough money for a new pickaxe, so you can mine faster, forge faster, and repeat faster. Just about everything gets old fast in this game, as after the tutorial, you've kind of seen everything this game has to offer. Nothing in this game really changes, and nothing new happens when you're progressing in the game. All of the pickaxes you can unlock in this game act the exact same as your previous pickaxe, with the only difference between them being how they look and how long it takes for them to take down a rock. Compare this to something like Fish, which this game is really similar to. A bit too similar, honestly. In Fish, each rod you get has different stats and changes how you play the game. For example, the plastic rod, an early game rod, can find fish quickly, but makes it harder to catch them, and also can't catch larger fish. While the carbon rod, another early game rod, makes it easier to catch fish and catch larger fish, but it also takes a longer time to find one. I still don't like Fish, but at least there's a hint of strategy in knowing which rod to use in certain situations. The Forge is nothing. Because of how all the pickaxes feel the same, progressing in this game feels like you're going nowhere, as the only difference between you starting out and you 10 hours in is that you look cooler. Even forging, which is quite literally the name of the game, gets old quickly, as every time you forge something, the exact same minigame plays out. The caves you mine in are also boring, as all of them look really samey. Just about all of them are just gray with a few things here or there to make it look more unique than it actually is. I know that's how caves are supposed to look like, but this is a fantasy game. They could have done more with these caves instead of them just being gray and orangey gray. With all these issues combined, this game is a slog to get through, as the only real fun you're going to have in this game is the first 15 minutes of it. So just do yourself a favor and do something else like play Minecraft, a game where you also go into mines and make armor and weapons with ores. And as a neat bonus, you'll actually have fun playing it. Alright, finally! I found the second trial! Let's see here. For this trial, you will meet Steve. He will make you want to leave. To beat this trial and get this treasure, you'll listen to Steve scream measure. Measure! 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 This is fine. I've had worse. At least this isn't as annoying as the Forge. This may take a bit, so just cut to the next chapter. Alongside being boring, this game is really annoying to play. There's just so many minor inconveniences in this game that add up to make one of the most annoying experiences I've had on Roblox. One of these things are the caves. They're incredibly big and have a lot of different rooms to mine in, but none of them have anything unique in them to remember them by, as most areas in the caves are just big gray walls with some rocks here and there. Because of this, it's incredibly easy to get lost in the caves and spend most of your time in the game running around in circles trying to find the cave's exit. Please, just give us a map or something. Another annoying part of the game is the giant number of things this game doesn't tell you about. Like an entire attack button that allows you to hit enemies harder with a big slow attack. And that's not all they don't tell you about. There's also things like achievements, which can give you permanent buffs to help you do things like mine and sprint easier. And let's not forget about the biggest thing they don't tell you about, the index. This is an incredibly useful part of the game, as they can tell you valuable things about items, ores, and enemies, like sell value and what they do. And most importantly, when you find a new ore, item, or enemy, it gives you XP and money. All of this is never mentioned in the game, and the only way you can find it is by digging through the menus in the game. Even with all this said, all of that stuff isn't even the most annoying thing in this game. The most annoying thing in this game, in my personal opinion, which is right and never wrong about anything for sure, is the enemies. The enemies in this game are meant to spice things up and make this game more than just hit rock simulator, but all they do is make the game more annoying. They're everywhere, and they force you to stop anything that you're doing so you can attack them, as they can slow you down, stop you from mining temporarily, or slightly worse, kill you. If they do kill you, you're kicked all the way back to spawn, forcing you to run all the way back into the mine so you can get back to what you were doing. It would be fine if the combat was fun to do, but it isn't. All it is just spamming the attack button until the enemy's down, which is also completely different from the mine button, which is spamming the mine button until the rock is down. There are other buttons like the guard button and the previously mentioned big attack button, but they're mostly useless. If the combat was more flashier and the enemies were actually tolerable, this will be a nice change of pace from the usual smacking stone session. But in its current state, the enemies are just an annoying thing to get through while playing the game, which is already annoying without them. Well, that was the 30-second most annoying thing I've ever experienced, but at least it's over now, and I even found a third trial! For this trial, go peel these 52 potatoes. I'm tired of the rhymes for the times. Oh, well this, stinks. This is gonna take a while to get done, but at least it won't take as long as progressing in the forge. That game is really grindy. This game is really grindy. After completing the tutorial, this game's progression comes to a screeching halt. This is mainly because of how long it takes to break rocks. Even with the best pickaxe in an island, each rock can still take a long time to break, all just for a small chance of getting something good out of them. And even when you do get something good out of them, these rocks sell for basically nothing, as the rarest rock that I've seen so far, being the Lightite, only sells for around $69, and there's only a 1 in 3,333 chance of getting it in one of these stinky rocks. Well, what about forging? These big pieces of armor ought to sell for something good, right? No! Even with the best armor you can make, it only sells for a fraction of how much these pickaxes cost you to get. For example, while I'm writing this, I'm currently in the Forgotten Kingdom, saving up to get a Lightite pickaxe for $98,000. And the most expensive armor I can make is around $2,500. And that is the maximum price. A lot of the stuff that I forge can, and probably will, be way less valuable. This means, at my best, I have to make 33 sets of armor and weapons to get this one stinking pickaxe. And it'll take around half an hour to mine these ores and make around 4 or 5 good pieces of armor or weapons that'll only sell for around $2,000 each. Meaning that I'm going to have to grind out a solid 4 hours to get one stinking pickaxe. And this is just from my own experience. It could take even longer for you. With how grindy this game is, no wonder it's one of the many games to use my sworn enemy. One of the worst things that any Roblox game can have. Macros! If you don't know what macros are, I've made multiple videos showing them off and what they do. But to put it simply, macros play the game for you. If a game has a macro needed or highly recommended to play, then the game isn't worth playing. As that means to play the game, the best way to do it is by not playing it at all and letting a robot do it for you. Overall, this game is a grindy mess. One of many on Roblox. It's less of a game and more of a time waster than anything. The only reason to play it is either if some cool event ever happens in it, or if you really want a game that's just like Fish, but instead of finding fish, you find rocks. Even then, there's already a game like that on Roblox made by the people who made Fish called Dig, so there really isn't even a reason to play this game. I gotta admit, peeling those potatoes were kind of fun, so I'm really excited to see what this final trial is. I hope it's something cool like fighting a rat. Alright, let's see what it is. This is the final trial until the prize. This trial may take you by surprise. To claim the treasure that's named George, you must talk positive of the forge. I know I've said a lot of bad things about this game, but almost like everything, there's some good things about this game. Overall, the concept of a game where you can make your own armor and weapons is a really fun idea. It can give more of a personal feeling to each thing you make. You can tell that the developers went all out on this part of the game too, as each armor and weapon looks different when using different ores. Each different weapon also has different animations for using them, which is a really cool detail. That, and honestly, some of the designs for the armor and weapons look really cool. Seeing all these cool designs makes me wish that the pickaxes could also be forged. It's so odd that everything else in this game is forgeable except the pickaxes, which stinks. Another good thing about the game is this world building. Each ore and enemy has its own description in the index, describing it and giving it a bit of a story. Each NPC in this game also has character, and the overall lore is really interesting. When talking to the NPCs and learning about the lore, it makes this game feel more alive and less of just fish but rocks. Even if the enemies are some of the most annoying things to deal with in this game, they have fun designs and have unique and fun animations to them. It's obvious that the developers of this game care for it, with all the story and character they give everything in this game. The only issue is the main game itself. If all of these ideas were put into a different type of game, possibly like a roguelike where you forge armor and weapons from ores found throughout the level, this game would probably be one of the coolest games on Roblox. This game honestly has potential to be something good. The pieces are there for it, so it really stinks that the game they made is just another fish clone on Roblox. I hope that the developers can do something good with this game one day, as the game is still fairly new, but currently it needs a lot of work before it can be truly good. Alright, well, I did the final quest and I finally made it to the treasure named George! But before I open it, I want you to remember that you are loved. I can't believe I finally did it! I can finally get the life-altering price that old guy was talking about. Alright, no more talking. Let's open his chest up. Oh, it's a $20 Wendy's gift card. This is the best day ever!